welcome back to the Talk Tonight podcast. Today we're joined by Harry Miller, whose upcoming single is set to be released later this month. How are you doing today, Harry?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Nice weather today, hence sunglasses.
It is, yeah, I'm
Um,
going out later.
oh, are you? Same, yeah, off to the pub. I just want to give a quick disclaimer that Blackburn Ravers calendar for people watching on YouTube is not mine. I've had to come to my friends because my Wi-Fi was being shocking. We tried this yesterday and it just didn't work, did it really?
No, we had a
So
horrible time, didn't we?
yeah. So yeah, just really here to talk about your new single and how it's been working on music through lockdown. It's been a tough year, hasn't it?
Yeah, there are some drawbacks to lockdown, obviously, but I've found a lot of time in writing new material and not having anything else to kind of worry about. I know obviously lockdown was difficult for a lot of people, but for me, I found it, it was a chance for me to kind of flex my creative mind a little bit, see what I could do. And I think you can tell as well in the songs I've been writing, they're kind of like, I've stepped it up a little gear from like the last EP I did. I'm not sure if you've even heard that. I released it like 3 years ago and I deleted it two years ago. But if you listen to that compared to the stuff I'm writing now, it's just completely different and a lot better as well.
Yeah, so like I guess it does give you time like to develop your sound and kind of play around a bit because you're not gigging and you've got a bit more time, I guess. Like
Yeah,
I've seen
exactly.
I think people take different things from lockdown, but definitely in relation to music, like it sounds like a lot of people I've spoken to have said that they've like really discovered themselves more.
Yeah, definitely. I think the thing for me was as well, going into lockdown, personally, I wasn't in like the best place mentally and whatnot. I needed a break. I took a year out from uni. I needed the break and lockdown as well as having the music. It was something for me to properly channel my focus on.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was, I came out, I feel like I've come out of lockdown better than I went into it, which is, I don't know how many people would say the same, but, I've got to be happy for myself to some degree. Not like,
Yeah,
again,
definitely.
like, I realise that people had a harder time during lockdown, but I suppose the questions are about me, not them, aren't they?
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's good that you can look back and like feel like you've been productive and feel happy with the stuff you've produced kind of thing. And moving on from that, like you've had obviously two singles that you released in 2020. One came out like just over a year ago now. But your first release of 2021 is upcoming, By Your Side. It's out on 18th of June. So could you tell us a bit about it and where the idea for it sparked from kind of thing?
Um, so I started dating someone, I think, February before lockdown, so literally just a month before lockdown. And for right or wrong, we were seeing each other a lot during lockdown, going on walks and that. And I don't know if you've ever been to Liverpool, like we've got something called Otterspool Prom that goes from like Crescent and Egbert all the way into town. And it's just a really nice walk. And we were sat there, I think sometime like around this time last year, we were sat on like a little hill, and we were watching the sunset, hence the words watching sunsets, like helps my mind at night. But yeah, it was just kind of in the moment. Like I'd had the tune for a while, like the words kind of just came to me because I usually I write like, all of it together, the melody, the chords and the lyrics. But this one I'd already had the chords for a while and like, kind of what the melody was gonna be like. So when I got down to writing the lyrics, it's like the first thing I thought of was just that instant when I was with, my ex. And it's nice to look back on and just be, oh, that's a nice little memory.
Yeah, and I can imagine like that's kind of the story. Like a lot of people like walks were kind of where what people did, isn't it, in lockdown one, and even now, like I feel like a lot. It's like more common people go out on walks, like meet up to go on walks because it's outside. So it kind of did change, and so it'll be like a song a lot of people can relate to. It sounds like as well in some ways.
Let's hope so, yeah. It's a bit
Yeah.
it's like a bit of a summary song as well. So like that's why I was determined to bring it out around this time. Because I've had
Yeah.
it I finished all the recording and mastering for it like the start of December. But
Oh, really?
but I knew it was going to be quite like a summer sounding song. So I didn't want to release it in March or April. I wanted to wait a little bit until, everything was back open, the pubs are open, weather's
Mm.
getting a bit better.
Yeah, so it's one you want to see people add into the summer playlist then.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially Spotify if they're listening.
Definitely. Well, we'll certainly be adding it to we've got like a ones to watch playlist, so we'll make sure it's featured on there. Um,
Nice one
and
for
so you're from Liverpool, and they've obviously hailed some massive bands over the years. I saw earlier actually on your Spotify, the thing that they've been doing for the, like the listening only you
that.
thing.
Oh, all the star signs and whatnot.
Yeah. Circa
Yeah.
Waves were on there, so the Wombats, Echo and the Bunnymen. Who
Uh,
has been some of your biggest influences, not only in Liverpool, but everywhere?
I'll start in Liverpool. Obviously the Beatles, massive influence on me. George Harrison in particularly. You know, a few of my mates, like my close mates, we obsess over George Harrison. Not just like the music though, like who he was as a person. You can look at the other three Beatles and you can see flaws in them, but George was just like, nah, he was perfect. He's God. No one comes close to George. Um, yeah, I think in my teen years, Circa Waves are a big one, especially the second album because I was never massive on indie. I've always been like kind of either rock, alternative rock, and whatnot. And the second album, Circa Waves, brought out was just amazing. It was quite a little bit away from the indie. What's the first one called again? I can't remember what the first album's called.
Young Chasers, I think.
That's it. It's like a little bit away from that. Um, but they were a big one outside of Liverpool. As you'll see from me Instagram and Spotify, John Mayer's a big one.
Yeah.
Um, he's just released a tune today. Actually, I stayed up for it. Stayed up till like 5 o'clock in the morning to listen to it. Um, it's all right. Like it's not my favorite one, but it's quite like 80s, themed. But it's I'm looking forward to like new music from like a big album off him. But I don't know if you've listened to him before, but his album Continuum, I came across it like 2 years ago. I'd never heard of the fella. I'd never even heard of any of his tunes. But about 2 years ago, I came across his album Continuum. It just blew me away. And like that's when I started writing like songs again as well. I had a little break where I stopped writing songs for a year or two. And like I started listening to John Mayer and he like kind of re-sparked me interest in music. So, I've got a lot to thank him for if I ever meet him because he's kind of got the creative juices flowing again, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah, it's dead nice when you like come across. I mean, I obviously don't write music, but there are some people I listen to, and they like when I listen to them, they make me kind of fall in love with music all over again, and like they make me kind of want to go and discover new music. And I guess that's kind of not the same, but similar, I guess.
No, I get what
Um,
you mean. Another one's Otis Redding. Been listening to him a lot recently, and he's had the kind of same effect. I wouldn't say he's influenced me writing because it's kind of hard to like get that Motown feel of it, but it's still like it's nice when you come across like not new artists, but artists you haven't like paid particular attention to before, and like they kind of like they make you think about what you're doing, with your life and with the music.
yeah, definitely, definitely. So, going on from that question, then, what would you say is your favorite John Mayer song for someone who's never listened to him before, like me? I mean, I'm sure I'd recognize one or two songs, but
Oh, that's
just
a horrible question.
I know.
Um, I'd probably say it's Stop This Train. It's off Continuum. It's for me. I think about it as like In My Life, the Beatles tune off Rubber Soul.
Yeah,
It reminds me a lot about that. It's kind of like a third person perspective on like life, and he's talking about how he doesn't want to lose his parents, and like he'd feel very lost without them. But he's it's not just about his parents. It's about him growing up and becoming a man. I just think it's like a very like good coming of age song that I think
yeah.
everyone should listen to and adore.
Well, I'll go and listen to it after this, and I'll let you know what I think.
Although, like on the other hand, I'll give you a bit of an upbeat one just in case you don't want the depressing one. Still Feel Like a Man is a great tune. Lyrics are depressing as fuck, but the tune, wow,
The
it's
vibe.
amazing. Yeah, oh yeah, it's amazing. You'll love it.
All right, I'll make sure I add them to my playlist. I'm doing like a track a day for the year, so I'll add
Okay.
it to that one.
Any
I'm
decent
sure I'll.
ones so far?
And Yeah, a few, like I've been really listening to a lot of Frank Ocean and Tyler, the Creator, at the moment. So,
Okay, nice.
um, yeah, like a few songs by them. Can't even think of the name. I think it's called like Thinking of You or something by Tyler. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
She, which is Frank Ocean and Tyler. And obviously Mac Miller, and he's got a song that uses a track by Empire of the Sun called Half Mast, and
okay.
yeah, that's a really good tune as well called The Spins. So yeah, like there's a bit of an eclectic mix. So moving on from your influences, can we expect any more new music? Obviously, the new single's not out yet, but m- on ahead of that, like, is there any more plans for the year?
Getting impatient, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, I've been finishing off my last year of uni, so I haven't had much time to get in the studio. The recording for By Your Side was the last time. So I think this summer what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be recording an EP. I think it's gonna be quite a big one. I'm hoping it's not gonna be, like a little 3 or 4 EP. I'm gonna try and do quite a few songs, um, release 2 or 3 singles off it, and then have three for the EP itself. The reason I want it to be quite big as well is because I'm writing loads of songs, and like I don't really like. I've already cut like quite a few out of it. I don't want to cut
Mm.
anymore. But yeah, not failing that, but besides that, because that might be a little while off. I've got a few like acoustic versions of the tunes I'm bringing out or already got out, so I might do like a little A and B side.
And how do you decide like what songs you're gonna play when you're touring? Like obviously you've got a headline gig in Liverpool in September, but how will
Yeah.
you sort of decide and gauge what sort of songs you'll decide to play kind of thing?
Well, I've been writing songs for about 4 or 5 years now, so I try not to play any of the old ones because obviously the old ones are like I wrote when I was quite young and naive in terms of like songwriting.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like as much there's a sentimental feeling with the old songs, but I know they're not good enough. So I've got like I think the gig's gonna be an hour. Well, my set's gonna be about an hour or so long. So the songs I'm happy with that are relatively new within the last 2 or so years take up an hour. I'm gonna throw a
Mm.
cheeky little cover or two in there as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I've noticed on Instagram and stuff, you do lots of covers. What's your favorite song to cover?
It's a difficult one because like there's different ones for different reasons. I love singing. Something off Abbey Road, the George
Yeah.
Harrison song. It's one of my favourite songs. I played that at my mum's wedding a few
Oh,
years
did
ago,
you?
and everyone was dead nice about it. They enjoyed it, but I don't think I'd do that at a gig. But I would love to. It's just not in fitting with the kind of vibe of the
Yeah.
night. But what else? Um, it's got to be a John Mayer one. There's probably something like Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. That's a great one because like you can do so much with it, and whoever's going to be the lead guitarist on the night is going to have a lovely time soloing over that. Just let them do what they want to do and make a little rowdy one.
Yeah. No, that's honestly fair enough.
My guitar teacher always told me, never do covers at a gig because you don't want people to, know who you're influenced by. But he won't be watching this anyway. But kind of gone against him there.
So going on from talking about gigs, I saw that you went to the gig in Liverpool where it was kind of the pilot testing thing, with Blossoms headlining. How was that for you?
It's great, obviously, like in between lockdowns, I've been out with my mates. It's been the whole rule of six masks. Buy a fiver worth of scran to have a pint. But like, no rules. Well, I mean, obviously within reason, but like, just no social distancing. Have
Mm.
a great time. Enjoy yourself. Let your hair down. It was amazing. And I haven't seen Blossoms in a while as well. So it was really good to see them again. I saw the Lathams in when was it? They're a Wigan band, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They are.
Up the ticks.
Up the ticks.
Yeah, I seen the Lathams in December because I was working that gig. I was on the door for that gig, so like I got to watch them live then, as well as Jamie Webster. So that was good to see them as well. But just in general, it was nice. Like everyone was just having a great time. Like there was no trouble or nothing, which is really nice to see.
Yeah, it looked, honestly, I was so jealous. Like everyone on Instagram, I kept seeing posts of it, and like it just looked amazing. And I bet it was so nice, like to have that bit of normal, feel like there was that bit of normality back. Obviously on social media, and that's been a really big help. I think I've seen a lot of bands doing live streams, and it's been like I've heard a lot of people say like that social media's helped them in a sense be able to promote music and get it out there more. And I think without the internet, certainly that would have been there would have been less of like a platform for musicians throughout COVID to be able to kind of promote themselves.
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, I wasn't even focusing on the social media. Like I was just kind of, you know, stuck in my room with me
Mm,
acoustic guitar, just trying to write as much as I could.
yeah.
Because I kind of know, like, you're not going to get this chance again. Like,
Mm,
obviously, you won't want, no one wants another lockdown. Obviously, no
no.
one wants another pandemic. But while we had it, I kind of made the decision to like try and make the most out of it. None of that effort went into uni, but
Yeah.
a lot of it went into kind of honing in on the sound I wanted to produce, the songs I was writing, trying to get better at guitar as well, singing, just trying to improve like musically in every way I can. But yeah, uni didn't get the same treatment. Uni's been put on the back burner.
Yeah, what did you do at uni? Was it history you said you did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
history. I've just finished. Yeah, it's absolute hell. I'm just so glad to be done with
Um,
uni.
yeah, I can imagine. So is your plan now to focus more on music, do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and work. Get a bit of dough, and then like as soon as I've got the dough, go into the studio and just do that for as long as possible until something happens.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Like, I think it's been hard as well for uni students in the pandemic, like, because I find, like you were saying, you spent a lot of time like writing music and stuff. Like, I find when I'm at home, like, when I'm not in the frame of mind for uni, like, I end up writing something for the blog or doing something for the podcast because I can't motivate myself to do the uni work I need to do because there's so much other stuff I need to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, with uni, I think everyone's kind of felt the same, haven't they? Like it's hard
Yeah.
to motivate yourself, but when it comes, I don't know if you feel the same when you're writing blogs, but when I'm writing music, I never feel like I have to be motivated. It's
No.
more, it's more like an impulse. Like I'll just reach for my guitar and I can spend like the next 6 hours on it, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
should have done some uni work there. But I'm like,
Yeah.
and I've come out with no songs. I've literally just been playing, like practicing or like doing like other people's songs, and I'll feel better coming out of that than I will if I put like 6 hours into uni. But I took no one from uni watches this, eh?
No, but it's something it's something you're passionate about, something you enjoy. I mean, I guess in a sense I was passionate about my degree, but music in a different way to you, like writing about music and discovering new music for me is what I'm really passionate about. So, like you
Yeah.
said, like it doesn't feel like a chore. So we've obviously talked about gigs and things like that, but is there anything else that you've been looking forward to the most, like with the lockdown restrictions easing? Anything like you've missed doing that you can do now or will be able to do?
I mean, probably won't happen this summer, but I'm looking forward to getting on a holiday. You know, uh, again, just before lockdown, I went to Amsterdam with my cousin, and
Mm,
that was great. So many beautiful buildings visited. Canals admired. That's it, nothing else. But I'm just looking forward to going away again. It's not like a massive deal for me, but it'll just be nice to kind of escape the country for a bit once I can, because I'm sick of the Tories and I'm sick of this. Like, it's just depressing being in this country at the moment because every news line, like every headline that comes up on Twitter or Sky News or BBC, it's just depressing. So I'm looking forward to like a little 2 weeks where I can get away and just enjoy myself and relax.
where would be your dream destination? Like, where do you think will be the first place you'll go once you can go on holiday?
I was last summer, me and my family were meant to go to New York. My mum's mum lived in New York for a while in the 50s. So I was looking forward to like kind of going around, and obviously it's changed. Like there won't be probably a single stone that's the same from when my nan was there. Obviously not literally, but I was looking forward to just kind of going around and walking around the streets as she would have walked around. And do you know what I mean? She's got a name on her, Staten Island as well, so it would have been nice to see that. But other than New York, a lot of my mates have been telling me, like, Bali is a lovely place to go. I probably just wouldn't go on my own though. I know loads of people like go on these like tours on their own and meet people. I was like,
Yeah.
I'd have to go with at least someone and then meet people. Failing that, probably go back to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So we've gone from New York to Bali to Amsterdam. Very basic.
Nah, you've got a good range there, like, and they're all kind of different. They'd be different experiences of holidays. Like, you've got like the sun, you've got the sights, and then you've got the sights again and other things. Maybe. But yeah, and I've asked this in a previous podcast, so I may as well carry on the trend. If you were going into I'm a Celebrity and you were given the choice to take one luxury item with you, what would it be and why?
What do you think it would be? Just based on the interview, what do you think it would be?
Guitar?
Probably, yeah. I couldn't think of anything else because I was gonna say like a vinyl, but I need a vinyl player, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
like I'm not allowed to mix and match, am I? So yeah, I'd probably think a guitar. And if there was anyone who like I particularly didn't like there, like I'd sit next to them like 6 a.m. and start playing like
Yeah.
Metallica or something to wind them up. But now I feel like it'd be good that just have a little guitar around the campfire.
Yeah.
If Gino is allowed to cook while he's there, why can't I play music?
Exactly. And I actually did say this. I was speaking to Kukamaras on the podcast, but last year Giovanna Fletcher, the winner, she asked if they could play Reach for the Stars by S Club 7, and she got 3 plays across the few days there. So surely you, with your guitar, like, you could, you'd be able to play a range of songs. It'd be great.
I would not be playing Reach for the Stars though.
Oh really?
I really, there'd be no chance in hell. You'd have to like give me like you'd have to rule me out of a few bush tuckers for every single time I have to play that song.
No special requests then.
Like if you want to swap with me, say if I get voted in to do a bush tucker, but you want to hear a song that you really like, but I hate playing, I'll do a little swap with it. I'll do that song if you do this bush tucker. I'm not licking any kangaroo anus.
So yeah, it's been really nice having you on the podcast. I was just going to ask if you wanted to tell people where they can find you on social media.
Right. I think Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram is The Real Harry Miller. Twitter is just Real Harry Miller because the handles aren't allowed to be over 15 letters. So yeah, The Real Harry Miller.
Brilliant. And your new single, By Your Side, will be out on June 18th and it will be on all streaming platforms. Am I right in saying?
You are indeed.
Brilliant. And thank you guys for listening. You can find us on all social medias at Talk Tonight HQ. Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys in a bit and see you later, Harry.